Hi, my name is Michael Barrick, and I'm doing my presentation on transformational leadership in a team environment. So what is teamwork? It's the combined action of a group of people, especially when it's effective and efficient. Something so simple is sometimes very difficult to achieve. So the question is, what makes a team run efficiently and effectively? I think that communication, trust, having roles, and respect are some of the most important aspects of a good team. And it's a leader's job to implement and promote these aspects. But the question is, how do they do it? I think the best way to do it is with transformational leadership. A transformational leader is one that is responsive to the individual needs of the followers. They inspire their followers, and they align with the goals of the organization with the leader, group, and individual. This fits in the team environment really well, whether you're a coach or whether you're a top athletic director. It all is really beneficial. There are a couple basic principles that make up transformational leadership, and they're known as the 4 I's. The first I is idealized influence. This is a leader that serves as an ideal role model, someone that walks the walk, or basically they say something and then they do it. This is really important because if you don't follow up with what you say you're going to do, people think you're going to end up. People think you are just blowing smoke, and eventually people will just stop listening to you because there's no point of doing that. So it's really important to do what you're going to say. And then also, it's really important to say what you're going to do. That way, there's really good communication. I put Muhammad Ali up here because he was really well known for saying and then doing. He said he was the greatest boxer ever, and then he ended up being the greatest boxer ever. So I think that was a really good role model to follow. The next I is inspirational motivation. And basically, that's the ability to inspire and motivate. Everyone has their own personality and their own style, from really quirky to really intense. But it doesn't really matter. It's the results that matter. Basically, they are inspiring or motivating their employees or followers to not only get the work done, but to believe in the goal, in the overall process, and to be really excited about it too. I put Pat Summitt in here because she was a really great leader and motivator. She used to tell her players, you don't have to be the most talented to still win. You just have to, outwork and, want to win the most. And what that ended up doing was making her players really confident that they could win. And because of that, they ended up being really successful. The next I is individual consideration. And basically, this is the concern for the needs and feelings of your followers. Getting to know the people on your team, the people who are following you, is really beneficial because it develops respect and trust between each other. The leader can respect the followers can respect the leader. The more you know your followers, the more you know what kind of situations you can put them in because you know what they can handle. Person A might be really good in a stressful situation where person B may not. Knowing that information, you can, plan accordingly, and it's the best for everybody. Dean Smith was really well known for really caring about his players and taking the time to develop each player, not only as a player, but as a person as well. He has some of the highest graduation rates for any basketball team and any collegiate basketball team. And he also has one of the highest win percentages alongside that, which I think is really impressive to have both. And that just goes to show you the more you invest in your players or your followers, the more you're going to see in return. The last I is intellectual stimulation. Basically, this encourages creativity and innovation. It's really important to have your followers to think about a situation in a very critical way, and to always reassess the goal and how to get there. Groupthink is something that can happen if you don't, if you're not constantly reassessing. You can end up with groupthink, and that usually ends up to stale, a stale outcome. So it's really important to reassess. I picked Richard Frosby to up here because he is the first high jumper to ever go backwards, basically. His goal was to win a gold medal, and he went to look, how can I get higher? I mean, what's the best way to do this? And he thought, outside the box. He thought about it from a different perspective. And before him, everyone had been going forwards, and he was the first to think about going backwards. And because of that, he ended up being really successful, and now everyone does it back first. So it just goes to show you being innovative can be really valuable. Transformational leadership may be one of the most challenging styles because it requires constant work from the leader. It is difficult to know all your followers really well and maintain a relationship with everybody. It's hard to have all the components, the 4 I's that I mentioned before. A lot of people don't have all 4 naturally, but that's okay. It's really important to work on these 4. Like any sport, you have to work at it. Like anything in life, really, you have to work at it to get better. And leadership is no different. Lehman and Ployhart's article and their research, they said that transformational leadership aligns with the values that most teams have. And that's one of the reasons that it's the most effective leadership styles in a team environment. And I agree with them. It can be really valuable. It can cause a lot of really good success if you are willing to take the time and develop it. And you have to learn from your mistakes, and you have to assess and see what you did well and what was working, and take those things along with you as you get better at it. But if you do, take that time, I think you'll see a lot of really good results from it. Thank you. Bye.